Who came up with the name Beat Freaks? This question comes from Sam Soto. That is a little bit in debate. There was a group of us sitting at a house party, and we were throwing around names, and Beat Freaks was one of them, and we all were like, yeah, that sounds great. So I'm just going to leave it at that. How did you get your name Ragdoll? By Fallen Angel GM. Fallen Angel! Hey, what's up? I'm part of the Grooveloos, and Bradley from Grooveloos basically named me that because I bounce around like a little ragdoll, I guess. I like it. Sometimes I have a love-hate relationship with that name because it doesn't, for me, it doesn't describe my passion because I feel it's a little loosey-goosey. And I understand where it comes from, but I feel like there's no fire behind that name, so that's why I have a love-hate relationship with that. I told the girls one time, I was like, call me T-Baby. They're like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where I came up with that. I don't know. It's a bad name. Don't call me T-Baby. This is from Deborah. How did you get your big break? Whoa. Okay. I would have to say, after college, I was going to the Roxbury, and that's where I met Tina Landon. Basically, she'd go to the club, and I was dancing all the time, like every week, with all the boys in the circle, and finally an audition came for Janet Jackson, which I'd met right before that, I think. So when I went to the audition, she already had an eye out for me, and I think I'd already done a job for her. Actually, I think I did, for Prince. I did the NAACP Image Awards. When he wasn't called Prince, he was the artist, formerly known as, and it was to Emancipation. So that was kind of like a big break because I didn't even have to audition. She just called me and asked me to do it. But doing the Velvet Rope show was like, that was my huge break. I got to choreograph. I was nominated for an Emmy. Toured around the world for 10 months. Amazing experience. Thank you, Tina. Describe the life of a dancer on tour. Who have you toured with? I toured with Janet Jackson for 10 months as a swing. And originally I thought I was going to be out there for just a month, just to help Tina fill the spot while she's watching. I'd be in her spot. But then they like asked me to stay, and that was pretty awesome. Traveled the world, literally the world. Next tour was Britney Spears, Onyx Hotel, and the funny story about that was I was previous to the audition, probably 6 months before the audition, I did an interview, a live interview, and somebody asked me who have I danced for, and the first name that came out was Britney Spears, and I hadn't even met her. So, and when I said it, I was like, why did I just say that? So when I heard about the audition, I was like, I gotta get ready. I gotta get into class. I gotta take some technique. Just because I knew Britney isn't like a hip hop artist. She was more, you had to do a lot. So before I even auditioned, I knew it was my job. I don't know, I just knew. I went on tour with Pink. I got asked to choreograph her promo tour for I'm Not Dead Yet, I think, with Stupid Girls, and I got to play little characters. I called her Summer. I had a blonde wig and a little dog, and it was really fun. I started working with Miley Cyrus before anybody knew who she was. Actually, when my agent called me, they told me that, oh, Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter is doing a show called Hannah Montana. Are you interested? I was like, yeah, sure, sounds cool, whatever. Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus, sure. And who knew she was going to be so huge, and that was a wonderful, amazing experience just to have that kind of longevity with her. I worked with her for 3 years, and to see her grow up and mature, and as a person and as an artist, it was a great learning experience. And I got to learn on the job by choreographing for her for 3 years. So my stuff, you know, when I first started out to the end, I feel like I really grew as a choreographer, and that was just great to have. What was your most embarrassing moment as a dancer? Oh my God. Orlando, 83. have so many. Okay, when I was on tour with Janet, I was a swing, and so I wasn't in every number. I was supposed to be watching the girls. I was the girls swing. Well, one day, Gil hurts his ankle in the middle of the show, and Tina comes up to me and asks me to fill in for him on Rhythmation if I could do it. And I was like, yeah, I can do it, I can do it. And I was all excited, but the problem was there was 2 8 counts of choreography. I had no idea what it was because it was a section where it was Janet, Gil, and Tice. I didn't even care. I did not even care. I was like, I'm going up there. Tice tried to teach it to me really quick. Of course, I mean, I had like 3 minutes to get ready. There was no way I was going to learn it. I didn't know some of the spacing for the formations. Tice just said, oh, I'm your opposite, so just be my opposite. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I go up there not knowing 2 8 counts worth of choreography. And that part comes, and Tina like turns around and faces me, and I pretty much I faked like Rhythm Nation choreography. I was just like, ah. And Tina's like, just keep going, just keep going. She's like yelling at me on stage. And then in the same number, there's this section where you, like, I don't even remember the choreography. It's something like this. I don't know, something like that. And it was a traveling step. Well, I went too far out, and the next section was a nunchuck section. But the lights go out before that. And I forgot because I was so nervous that once I realized I got out too far, I pretty much I looked at my opposite and I shuffled on stage. I shuffled like this and stopped, and then the lights went out. I was like, ah, I could have waited. And I didn't wait because I was nervous. So that was pretty embarrassing. But they were proud of me because I went up there anyway. Janice Ball, other than dancing, what are your other interests or hobbies? I like to play the drums and the piano. I was taking lessons right before ABDC started, and I had to stop because of the show. But I've always done that growing up, and I like makeup and dressing up. I actually like wearing wigs. I don't know if that's an interest or a hobby, but I like playing other characters. It's fun. What is one of your most memorable dance moments and why? But from Katie Wojo. I have so many. I would honestly, The Roots was hands down one of the highlights of my life. Just the energy of the greatness in the room with all those musicians and the energy. It was just, I'll never forget that. Yeah. Oh, and the Magic Ball. The Magic Ball routine, hands down, one of the best things I've ever been a part of in my entire life. It was not, aside from the Magic Ball, it was just a magical feeling. Never forget it. Yes. Who is your celebrity crush? Mia S. Whoa. I got to meet Johnny Depp. If that counts. I waited like an hour and a half for him to be available to take a picture. He came to the Miley show in Vegas, and I waited, and I have a picture, and he looks just as good in person as he does on the big screen. He was really nice, and he said something to me that he was like, I don't know, he said great job, or I don't even remember because I was just so like about getting my picture. I can't even remember what he said. Oh well. What is your favorite scotch by Anonymous? I'd have to say Lagavulin 16, and I think that's it. That's my favorite.